I left my keys with a pregnant stranger in the middle of a storm. Yes, you read that right. A woman I had literally just met half a minute ago. And they weren't just any keys. It was for my newly bought loft in Pinedos, where I'd invested $220,000 in furniture and decoration. I handed everything over while racing against time not to miss an opportunity that could change my professional life. I only had 40 minutes to get to the airport and board for the interview that would define my career. What I discovered when I returned a week later completely transformed my perspective on what truly matters. It was a Tuesday in August, one of those days where you already know upon opening your eyes that it will be a whirlwind. I needed to be in Curitiba for a final interview at the South American headquarters of a multinational company. My name is Beatrice, 29 years old, an architect, a workaholic since I graduated. I've lived alone since I lost my older sister in an accident 4 years ago. I inherited her apartment and transformed every room into a personal project. It was my safe haven, my sacred space. On that chaotic morning, my cell phone had run out of battery overnight. I woke up with a start at 7:15 a.m. My flight departed at 9 a.m. from Congonhas. Any São Paulo native knows that's risky, to say the least. I literally jumped out of bed, took a 3-minute shower, put on the suit I'd set aside, skipped coffee, grabbed my already packed backpack, and raced downstairs. The Uber was already waiting for me. Congonhas, please, it's urgent. 25 minutes later, an accident on Avenida 23 de Mayo. The driver was visibly nervous. Ma'am, this will take at least half an hour to clear. I felt the panic rising. I canceled the ride, threw the money into his hand, and hailed another car right there. It wasn't the time to save money or be polite. The new driver drove as if he were at Interlagos. In another situation, I would have been terrified, but there, I only thought, go faster. The rain started without warning, that kind of São Paulo downpour where it feels like the whole sky has collapsed at once. Ma'am, we better cut through Ibirapuera. The 23rd will turn into a river with all this water. I agreed immediately. He stopped at the side of the park. Cross here through the gate, get another driver on the other side. It will save about 15 minutes. I paid quickly and rushed out, dragging my backpack. That's when I saw her, sitting on the concrete ground under a tree near the park fence, trying to shield herself from the rain with a punctured plastic sheet. A woman, appearing about 23 years old, perhaps 7 or 8 months pregnant, completely drenched, hugging her trembling legs. I automatically swerved. I needed to keep going, but something made me look again. Her eyes were closed, praying softly, one hand on her belly. My feet stopped. I looked at my phone. 8:35 a.m. I looked at her. I looked at my phone again. Damn. Hey, are you okay? Stupid question, I know. She opened her brown eyes, startled, but with deep sadness. There was a fire in the tenement last night. I lost everything. I just need a place to stay today until I can talk to the social worker tomorrow. She placed her hand on her belly again. The baby was moving. You could see it under her wet blouse. My heart raced, not from the rush, but from the decision forming in my head even before I processed it. I opened my bag to get money. She raised her hand. I don't want charity. I'm not a beggar. I'm just going through a difficult situation. Pride. I understand because I have the same kind. The kind that doesn't ask for help even when they should. I looked at my watch. 8:37 a.m. Then I did the most insane thing in my life. I took the keyring from my bag. Rua Fernan Diaz, 856, second floor, blue door on the left. There's food, clothes, a comfortable bed. Stay there until I return. She looked at me as if I had 3 heads. Ma'am, you don't know me. I know, but you and this baby need to get out of this rain now. I'll be back in a week. The building manager is Seu Georgia. Tell him you're my friend, Julia from Campinas. He won't ask any questions. I forced the keys into her hand. I scribbled my phone number on a crumpled napkin I found in my bag. Call me if you need anything. There's food in the cupboard and medicine in the bathroom. I ran off before she could give them back, before I could question my sanity. In the car to the airport, reality hit me. I had just given complete access to my loft. My space, with my architecture projects, my computer, my sister's jewelry, important documents, to a complete pregnant stranger who might not even truly be homeless. I arrived at Congonhas at 8:50 a.m. 2 minutes. The check-in attendant took pity on me. "Run, gate 8. I ran like an Olympic athlete. I got on the plane, sweating, breathless, hands trembling. But it wasn't from the physical exertion. It was from what I had just done. Throughout the entire flight, I couldn't review my notes for the interview. I only thought of her. Did she go to the apartment? Is it a scam? Was the pregnancy real? Am I going to come back and find everything emptied out? As soon as I landed, the first thing I do is call Sojorge. Sojorge, did my friend Julia show up there? Yes, she did, Dona Bia. Poor thing, she was drenched. Her belly was huge. I told her to go up quickly. I sigh in relief. At least she went. But now what? Is she stealing everything at this very moment? So Jorge, could you do me a favor? Go there later, invent any excuse, and let me know if everything is normal. Consider it done, Dona Bia. At the hotel, I try to concentrate on the preparation. Impossible. My phone vibrates. Unknown number. It's her. Hi, this is Camilla. Miss, I have no words to thank you. I took a hot shower after 3 days. I managed to rest for the first time since the fire. The baby even stopped kicking so much. Camilla. Now she had a name, and it was a girl. That's good, Camilla. Just relax, okay? There are meals in the freezer. Just heat them up. I saw them, but why are you doing this? Good question. Why? We'll talk later. Just rest. The interview the next day is a monumental failure. I stumble over my words, forget facts I memorized. My mind is 1,000 miles away. The recruiter calls me at the end. Beatrice, your portfolio is exceptional, but you are clearly not present today. Is everything okay? How to explain? I'm sorry. Urgent personal problems. At night, Camilla sends a message. A profile picture of her huge belly, smiling for the first time in front of my bedroom mirror. First pregnancy photo where I'm smiling. Thank you for making me feel human again. My heart melts. On the second day, Sojorge calls me. Dona Bia, what a talented young woman your friend is. She even washed the windows. The apartment smells of jasmine. She made a cake that she offered to the doorman. Everyone loved it. Washed the windows? Why? I call Camilla. You don't have to do any of that. Yes, I do. It's the least I can do. You saved me. I used to work as a cleaner before I got pregnant. It's what I do best. On the third day, Camilla sends more photos. Not only did she clean, she reorganized everything. My chaotic studio is impeccable, materials organized by type and color. The kitchen looks like a showroom. I found some closed boxes in the hallway. Can I organize them? The boxes, my sister's belongings. I put them away 4 years ago because it hurt too much to touch them. You can do whatever you think is best. A lie. I didn't want her to touch them, but I also didn't have the courage to do it myself. 4 years running from memories. On the 4th day, the second phase of the interview is canceled. I could go back, but I stay. Why? Fear. Fear of what I'll find. Fear that she might have disappeared. Fear that she might still be there. Fear of not knowing how to deal with any scenario. Camilla doesn't send anything on the 4th day, nor on the 5th morning. Total paranoia. Did she run away? Did she sell everything? So Jorge doesn't answer. It's Saturday, his day off. I decide to go back. I take the 3 p.m. flight. I arrive in Sao Paulo at 4:30 p.m. Direct taxi, heart pounding. I go up in the elevator. The hallway is too quiet. I put in the key. I take a deep breath. I turn it. The aroma hits me first. Lavender and something baking in the oven. I enter slowly. I don't recognize my own space. It's impeccable, cleaner than when I bought it. Polished furniture. The plants that were dying are vibrant. There are fresh flowers, sunflowers, in the living room vase. The curtains have been washed. The wooden floor shines. I walk to the kitchen. There's fresh food in the oven, homemade bread cooling, chopped vegetables in the fridge, natural juice, dessert, milk pudding, my favorite. How did she find out? There's a note on the counter. Round, careful handwriting. Dona Bia, I've prepared food for a few days.
Everything is labeled in the freezer with heating instructions. The pudding is my mother's recipe. I saw a picture of you as a child eating pudding on the shelf and thought you might like it. I organized the boxes from the closet on the hallway shelf. I hope I haven't overstepped. With eternal gratitude, Camilla and Helena. The baby. Helena. The baby had a name too. I go to the hallway. The shelf that used to only have books now has my sister's things lovingly organized. Her books in author order, the photos in clean frames, the diplomas framed. The recipe notebooks organized with colorful post-its marking the pages. A new album is in the center. I open it slowly. Photos of my sister that were loose, now organized chronologically, with delicate handwritten captions. Medical graduation, Bia's 25th birthday, last trim together, Campos do Jordão, Christmas 2020. I break down. I cry as I haven't cried in 4 years. I sit on the floor, hugging the album, sobbing. That's when I hear it, a low moan. It comes from the guest room. I get up and run. I open the door. Camilla is lying on the bed on her side, clutching her belly, her face contorted in pain. Camilla!
Dona Beatriz, sorry, we're leaving now. Just give me a minute. She is clearly feeling contractions. Camila, breathe. How long has it been? Since last night, but they're weak. I think it's false labor. I was going to the clinic in the morning. Let's go to the hospital, now. At the hospital, we discovered it wasn't a false alarm. Camila was in premature labor, 8 months. She needed to be hospitalized for monitoring. Moderate risk, but controllable with medication and rest. Camila cries, not from pain, but from fear. I can't afford it. SUS, Brazil's public health system, has a huge waiting list. I'll pay. Don't argue. Why? You don't know me. Yes, I do. I know someone who made pudding for me, who lovingly organized my sister's memories, who deserves a chance. She stays in the hospital for 3 days. I visit every day, bring food, conversation, company. On the 3rd day, she tells me, Helena's father disappeared when I told him about the pregnancy. I lost my job at the cleaning company because they started saying pregnant women don't work well. I was living in a tenement in Moca. The fire took everything, documents, clothes, years of savings. I was going to go back to the countryside, to my parents in rural Minas Gerais, but they warned me that São Paulo would go wrong. I can't go back like that, you know? Defeated, pregnant, without a father for the baby? I need to prove I can do it. I understand perfectly. Pride, the same pride that kept me from accepting psychological help when my sister died. You're not defeated, Camila. Look what you did to my apartment in 5 days. She smiles weakly. I like taking care of things, making everything beautiful. It's what I do best. I look at her. Young, strong despite everything, determined, a mother even before the baby was born. What if you stayed? What do you mean? Not as an employee, as, I don't know, a partner? You take care of the space, I help with Helena. We share costs, you study, you get back on your feet. Dona Beatriz, I don't accept charity. Pride again. It's not charity, it's family. I don't know. That loft had been dead for 4 years. You brought it to life. The smell of food, flowers, purpose. Let me repay you. Camila cries. Why would you do that? Why? Because she organized my sister's photos? Because she made pudding? Because she didn't take anything? Or because sometimes we recognize family where we least expect it? Because everyone deserves a second chance, including me. She accepts. Just until I get back on my feet, she says. It's been 3 years. Camila graduated as a nursing technician from Senac. She works at a private hospital in Perdizes. Helena calls me Aunt Bia, started walking at 10 months, talks nonstop. The apartment has never been silent again. There's children's music, laughter, kitchen conversations, life pulsing. Camila is engaged to a physical therapist she met at the hospital, an upright man who treats Helena like his own daughter. They're getting married in December. They've already rented an apartment in the same building, 2 floors up. The interview? I didn't get the job. But 6 months later, I received a better offer to open my own architecture firm.
Today, I have 4 employees. My partner, Camila, helps me with administrative management in her free time. Sometimes I think about that moment, 8:37 a.m., torrential rain, an absurd rush, a 30-second decision that changed 3 lives, and soon to be 4. If I had just passed by, if I had ignored it, if I had been rational, but I wasn't, and I discovered that life happens in irrational moments, in decisions the heart makes before the head approves, in choices that seem crazy but are pure humanity. Camila created a social project, an NGO that helps single mothers who are victims of fires and evictions rebuild their lives. It has already helped 35 women find jobs and housing. I am a volunteer advisor, angel investor, godmother of the project. Because family isn't just blood, family is choice. The album gained new pages. Camila graduating, Helena on her first birthday, the 3 of us at Christmas, her fiancé, the family expanding. Because when you open a door, literally, for love to enter, it enters and brings more love with it. So that's it. I gave the keys to my loft to a pregnant stranger in the rain and gained a family in return. It wasn't a loss. It was the best investment I ever made. Because some keys don't just open doors. They open entire futures. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for following this story to the end. Your presence makes all the difference. Leave your like, share with someone who needs to hear this message, and comment below what you would have done in my place. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There are many powerful stories coming soon. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.